God, all the time that passed without Yuri being on screen was well worth the wait. This week we got a lot of ground to cover because thankfully everything is back to being subtitled on time. Special thanks to everyone, including the guy who subs these, the guy who gave the script for 123, and the guy who gave the permission to use the raw. I want to thank everyone for coming together to bring us this amazing show that unfortunately it sometimes feels like is self-destructing due to the stupidity of the company that runs it. But that's a discussion for another day. We're here this week to talk about 2.5 episodes. Obviously, I talked about part 2 of the Battle Beast fight. But to basically summarize anything new I got from the subtitled, I actually am glad I watched that unsubbed because Sawatori and Goganzaka's dialogue about Battle Beast being a targeted animal was so on the nose, I didn't need it. But apart from that, we get to 123, and oh my god, I knew going into this Alexis was not getting out of this alive. I knew going into this episode that Yuri was using the new structure deck just to show it off. And at the same time, I don't mind that. I would like for more of the products we as actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Players value and learn to love actually show up in the TV show that's supposed to be selling them. But what really made this episode work and what really brought me in and everyone else in, Yuri's performance. Oh my god, that was amazing. So many subtle nuances going on in there, and I liked how Alexis or Asuka, or whatever you want to call her, did the episode recap at the beginning, and she did it in kind of this very nervous, almost scared voice, as it sort of brought more of the drama and relatability into her situation, as it made her herself very more relatable. It brought us back into that character who hasn't done a ton, but it really worked for this episode. And what I liked with Yuri was that the actor just got so into it. Like, oh my god, in a different circumstance, they would have just made it Yuri is just tortured and sad, but no, he's a sadistic psychopath, and I love it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does sadistic psychos probably better than most other animes, in my personal opinion. And that's because they're so good about just letting them be creepy, letting them be disturbed, and that's what I love. When you think about it, yeah, Yuri's brainwashed by the professor, but so is everyone else here. Anyone know, Yuri isn't even that brainwashed, because I love that shot when Yuri is just like, no, I just love carding people, and the professor gets out of his seat. This guy has done so little. He's basically just sat in his chair and let everyone else do his dirty work. But the fact that hearing this kid say that is enough to get him out and be speechless, that says a lot. It brings back to the point where I've been saying about the 4 boys, where no one entirely knows what's going on with them, so it makes it feel more natural. This makes Yuri feel less like a puppet and more like his own character. He is this lunatic. He is disturbed. He is crazy. And that's what's so awesome about it. He's just allowed to be a nutcase. He's not this saddened, tortured victim of circumstance. No, he has made every decision he has made of his own conscious will, and he is doing this simply because it just gets him off, and I love that. It's so disturbing and psychotic to see him play out, and the way he trolls everyone throughout this 25-minute period is so viscerally creepy, and I can't get enough of it. Everything from just letting Sora be there because he wanted an audience, to pretending, okay, it's up in the air as to did he actually know how to use that deck or not. I like to believe he really was using it for the first time. He's just that good. He's on that big a level. I mean, he knew the cards in the deck, but he didn't really know how to use them. I loved seeing that because he's so just into himself. And what I really liked about it was it allowed for a lot of just scenery chewing, and it all just came together. Also, it shows the power level he's at when compared to everyone else. That dueling this elite other duelist is just playthings to him. He's literally willing to bet his life just to have some fun and use the Ancient Gear deck for no other reason other than the fact that he's just curious about how it works. That's insane! I mean, I'd still like to see more of Star Venom because we just haven't seen a lot of that card yet, but it was very just disturbing and awesome to watch that whole episode play out as you just sat there helpless watching as this boy pulled all the strings as he trolled and manipulated the situation to get the outcome he wanted, which was just to entertain him. It was so creepy to watch, and I just loved every scene of it. The reveal when he's just like, I knew it was going to turn out he was trolling. He wasn't serious about wanting to leave academia and want friends, but it was such a well executed and put together scene, and he's so freaking psychotic when you hear him talk talk and stuff. Oh god, it was just such perfection on screen, and I couldn't get enough of it. As for this week's episode, once again, amazing, just really good. First up, visually, it was great. Obviously, some people have brought up, myself included, that several of the past few episodes have not looked great, and I think that's for two reasons. A, I imagine the next Yu-Gi-Oh! This one looks like it's wrapping up soon, or at least fairly soon, and so the next one's probably got to go into pre-production now. The other thing is that I think they were just saving everything up for now. All their money, all their time. It looked spectacular because it's all these grays and metallic colors and sickly greens. So it shouldn't look good, but it looks so. The atmosphere alone is just creepy and disturbing, especially when you find out in those vats are more parasite fusioners to go into people's brains and screw with them. That's especially disturbing. And while we're on the subject, both girls are incredibly creepy in this episode, and I think it's because they are allowed to look crazy. We know this isn't the way Serena is, so we feel helpless. Once again, it's that feeling of we are watching something that is wrong, and there's not really a lot anyone can do about it. Because we all just assumed that with Ruri being beaten by Shun, Parasite Fusioner just vanished like it usually does in Yu-Gi-Oh! No, this doesn't go away, and that makes it even scarier. This literal creature is still sitting on these girls' brains, controlling them like a puppet. Yeah, Ruri was able to break out of it for 5 minutes, but I think even the doctor said it's just going to be stronger now, because it knows better. And that was just so disturbing. The way the two girls are talking, and the way their faces are animated and moving, and the way the monsters they summon are moving, it's all just this really creepy and bizarre and disturbing episode. It just shakes you to the core. These are just innocent children being used as tools by these horrible people, and it's just so entertaining. The other thing I really liked was when we saw in Yuto's memories how he met Ruri, how he developed feelings for her, how she's always dressed like an Indiana Jones sidekick. I really liked all of that because it brought you into the situation more. Again, we don't know much about Ruri, we don't know much about Rin, but what this episode does for her is it gives us more of an insight to maybe not like her more as a character. I doubt anyone's going to say Ruri's their favorite character in this. But what I really like about it is that it buys you into the drama more, and you feel so much more sad and angry about this whole situation that such a pure, innocent person has now been turned into this psychotic monster. And I just thought it was really well shown, and it was really well brought to us, and the duel was really entertaining. I can't wait to see, I forget the name of the Raging Tempest cover card. I can't wait to see it next week, and oh my god, it's just so entertaining. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on these past couple of episodes. Do you ever think Konami will die? Do you think the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going into pre-production? And as for the TCG question of the week, this past weekend were OTSs everywhere. Did you go to your OTS? And if so, what was the craziest deck you saw there? I know that's a little bit different from what I usually ask, but I had to work, so I missed mine, and now I'm sad. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe, and I swear, my 100 subscriber top 10 video thing is coming out. I'm just trying to find time to work on it and finish this up. So don't worry, that'll be here.